But
Sharon again, and Sharon for season 2, Karen. So no Karen's here, by the way. So season 2 has started for Absolute Shenema movie review, and we redid the order of people. First now is TK. So of course we have TK here.
Hi.
And Troy. Yep, I think that was Troy. And Goose.
Hey,
Troy.
Hey.
Troy's dead. There's only Louis.
Troy's Louis. Oh man, Louis dead named.
It's Louis.
Formal terms here.
It is never Louis Seymour.
Wait, who said? I heard Louis is a bannable offense. Anyway, Goose is here as well. He collided with the intro because
howdy.
Louis is here, and Woody. Hello, Woody.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
And Dabney. I always do Dabney last for some reason.
Ladder 17 forever.
What about me?
Did you skip Plow again?
Yeah, you dick.
Again.
I thought I did Plow early. Movie. Sometimes I conflate you guys because your voices are just so white.
I'm Mr. Plow. Because we sound so handsome. That must be what it is.
You're so Midwestern. And yeah, Plow's here, and I'm Smurf, and yeah, we watched another movie. TK picked it, called Backdraft. Yeah. What is your affinity for Backdraft? And it was your second choice?
It was my second choice. Yeah, since I'm a fireman, it's like gospel in a firehouse.
Mm-hmm. Just out of the closet right away, Mr. Fireman, and
yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, it was good to see the boys in action and how they can actually. So it was written by the Baldwin brothers, some of them, right? Not all of them.
No, it was no, I don't believe so.
Baldwin number 2 is
correct me,
right,
please.
Is a Ron Howard movie.
Ron Howard was the director.
Yeah. Richie Cunningham.
Okay. I thought they helped write. I guess not.
Nope.
Yeah, well, it was a hell of a writing thing if it was just Ron Howard. I thought it was like a team effort. Crazy.
It had, I think, 4 different writers totally.
Okay.
It had one main writer who pitched it and wrote it, who had, I think, been a firefighter at one point, and then it had some script doctors, and then he came back and finished it off because...
one was a firefighter, one of the writers.
Yeah, Ron Howard at one point was going to walk away because he wasn't happy with the script, but they came and salvaged it. Apparently, there were too many disparate story elements that they were having trouble making work together.
Oh, I was going to say something later on about that, but I think it benefited them. And I'll touch on that, but...
like all 3 stories, like the A, B, and C stories all weaving into each other.
The three different movies that are happening.
I didn't hear about that, but it definitely felt that way, and I made some notes about that. That's cool. So yeah, TK, it's about a guy with a mustache who has sons.
They all have mustaches. No, it's about about
in the very beginning, the father has a mustache, right?
Yeah, so that's the difference. That's how you can differentiate. Yeah, that's how you know it's a past.
That's where I'm going.
Because Kurt Russell, because Kurt Russell plays both Stephen McCaffrey, the son, the older brother, and
when he grows up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and earlier on, he plays the father who tragically gets eaten by a beast.
Did you have a stroke? Tragically?
No, that was lag. That was lag. So he tragically dies by the beast, aka the flames, when he's firefighting. The youngest son sees it, and it's really tragic.
And he gets photographed.
Yes, thank you. He gets photographed, and the biggest asshole of this movie is that photographer in that kid's face.
You gotta get
that was the 70s, man. There were no rules anymore.
That's the biggest asshole in the movie?
No, the biggest villain in the movie is fire. I think we can all agree to that.
No, probably
it's a living thing, Smurf.
You're right. The movie has bigger assholes. Fire is the biggest asshole. But as far as the very beginning...
this movie demonizes fire.
I did appreciate that there were demonic screams, like humanish screams, in every single fire scene when the fire would roar. Though it was layered in, but you could definitely hear some like
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily demonic screams. That it will sound like that.
Yeah, hollers just like wind almost.
Like if you're inside of the fire, like it does sound like that sometimes. Like it's a very uneasy feeling sound.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just because it's like it's sucking in all the air, because like that, pretty much the only thing that they got actually technically correct in that is what a backdraft is.
Oh yeah,
right.
The rest of the movie is strictly for Hollywood.
Yeah.
The
scenes,
the fire stuff and everything.
the fire monologues.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys not drink from the fire hose?
No, that'll blow your face. That'll blow your face off. That's 100 pounds per square inch.
The pressure.
You don't spray each other as a joke when you don't have your uniform on.
No.
That had to be the most 90s of montages ever.
Oh, dude, for sure. That was an 80s montage. That was like that was a carryover because it was 91.
It was up there with like the volleyball scene from Top Gun.
Yeah.
It was like it felt 50% pathetic, 50% nostalgic. So I kind of liked it.
What that scene made up for though was the Hans Zimmer song that was in it, which is actually the true theme of Backdraft. Is that song? Like on like his album of Backdraft, that's the theme song for Backdraft.
Do you own that album?
I do. I don't own it. I have it on iTunes or
not on compact disc. Did you ever own it on compact disc?
He paid for a subscription of it.
Yeah, I absolutely did.
Vinyl.
Let's do it every day.
So, what were some of the ridiculous things about the movie that you're just like,
let me just reiterate about the photographer.
We'll go through it. Yeah, we'll go through it as we go.
Let's go back to the beginning before we
get
to the meat of it. But I just want to say to the photographer again, because the father doesn't get killed by his own negligence. Somebody else hits a gas line, and the father pushes him aside and gets blown up.
Yeah, X.
So I think the person...
Yeah, he was being a hero. He was being a hero, though.
I think the guy that hit the gas line is less of an asshole than the photographer. Okay? I just want to put some shit on the photographer.
That's an important point.
Yeah. Okay.
So, first of all, can I just ask TK, grading A through F, how would you rank their performance on that first fire, the firefighters? Because I'm seeing the only person down below who's actually looking at what's going on is a child, and the rest of them are all busy,
right,
with other stuff.
There's like
so
a dog
given the fact that it
at.
was the 70s in Chicago, that was probably pretty accurate. Half those guys were probably gassed up at the fire.
Yeah, no gas mask regulations.
They used to have like beer vending machines in the fire stations in the city for a very long time. Huh. Like that, you would just you'd go in and you just push the button and you would
the bad
have a beer for dinner. Yeah,
city. Well, that's cool. Flash forward.
I would give probably like a B or a C.
Okay.
Because it was like the Wild West out there, dude. Especially in the city in the 70s, like it was a crazy time. Like it's one of those things where like when you look back on a lot of like the older fire service, I always feel like I missed out on like the golden years of the fire service. Like those guys ride on the back of the engine or the back of the truck, that's called riding tailboard. And like we can't do that anymore. That's a huge like safety violation,
Right.
One bump and you're flying off and getting run over by a car. But that was like the cool time, dude. Like they used to burn all the time. They go to like 5, 6, 7 fires a day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like, and again, right, like it was a good old boys club. You'd go in, there'd be porn on the TV or sitting on the counter, and
the good old days.
Smoke it. Well, you know what I mean? Like it was a boys club, dude.
Yeah.
It was just like, there was no like political correctness.
You have your hair long.
You could say whatever you wanted to say. Yeah, dude. Like it was,
you didn't have
they just did whatever they wanted to do.
Well,
if you wanted to hang dong, it was cool,
Yeah, it was cool. You just hang dong, dude. They were just like, why aren't you hanging dong?
Yeah, it was even cool to request someone else to hang dong if they weren't. Just throw it out there.
Everyone hang dong.
So flash forward, the dad's dead. He can't hang dong anymore. And the kids, the youngest that watched his father die is now
because
graduating.
Otherwise it would have been much harder for Kurt Russell to play both of them.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so Kurt Russell shaved his mustache, and he is now the older son, and the younger son is graduating.
Yeah, Brian McCaffrey, who's the younger son, played by Baldwin, who was actually, that role was supposed to go to Brad Pitt.
I heard that, yeah.
And Brad Pitt turned it down, and
he was doing something else.
He wasn't doing Thelma and Louise. That's Billy Baldwin, right? I can never remember. I can never keep the Baldwins.
I think Billy was in this movie, yeah.
Yeah, so Billy Baldwin was actually cast to be Brad Pitt's character in Thelma and Louise. He gave that up to do this movie, and then Brad Pitt took Thelma and Louise.
Oh, they traded.
Essentially,
yeah. They just had a beer one time, and we're like, hey, man.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, Billy is definitely easily a top 5 Baldwin. Easily one of the top 5.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's not a worse Baldwin under
my
him.
wife like that.
And that's what's important.
He is, I think, the least charismatic of all Baldwins.
Is this the first time you ever made her laugh without being naked?
Pretty much, yes.
Nice. Winning.
So yeah, they're in the bar, and they're doing graduation. So they got the entire academy out there doing graduation, and the bartender. It's a firefighter bar, and the bartender knows him and goes through his list of like different jobs that he was in. Oh, I should back up and say real quick, this movie is loosely based on essentially like firefighting royalty. It's the Hoff brothers, Hoff. They're third generation firefighters. Their dad died in the line of duty. They were both children that grew up to be like big wigs. One of them was the actual fire commissioner for the city of Chicago for a long time. But they're famous guys. If you guys ever heard of the Paxton Hotel fire, it was like a tenement home, like a single room occupancy, like a halfway house almost, like 10 stories tall, and it caught fire and no one could get out. So the companies had to go in and use ground ladders, and they made like something like 100 and something rescues or a crazy amount. Like just on ladders, like they throw it up to like the 6th floor, climb all the way up, get that person down, lower it back down to the 3rd floor, get that person, move it, and so they were doing that because that's the only way they could get the people out. But he was on that fire, Ray Hoff, and that's who the character Steven, Kurt Russell's
younger brother, the older brother.
The older brother is loosely based off of.
Nice,
very loosely.
Yeah,
that is cool. And then Robert De Niro, we haven't gotten to his character yet, but his character is a real person and kind of worked on set.
He was in the movie. He was in the movie in the last scene when they do the salute at the end. We'll get to why, but when they do the salute at the end, the guy that orders the salute is Rimgale.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and De Niro kind of
that's
shadowed
real
him.
life Rimgale. Yep. Yeah.
Shadow, forget it. Sorry.
Yeah, so then it goes, they go outside because they see the fire engines drive by, and it turns out they're going to a fire that was started by a backdraft. Guy walks into his house, opens the door, and then he gets exploded right through his car window.
So what is a backdraft? This is the movie backdraft.
Yeah, so a backdraft occurs when there's a fire, and fires need oxygen. Fires need a couple things to survive, right? They need fuel, they need oxygen, they need a chemical chain reaction to occur in order for fire to work. If you take any one of those out, the fire goes away. So
now, I'm sorry, but if I'm not mistaken, according to Bruce Springsteen, you can't start a fire without a spark. Is that correct?
That is true. Yes, that would be the heat.
Mr. Dabney, just go to the principal's office and sit there.
So
this is a music history.
So yeah, so if the air, like the oxygen, goes away, then you can have a backdraft situation where it's still hot enough and there's still enough products of combustion to set it on fire again. All it needs is that oxygen.
But there's a suction in a room, right? That occurs.
Right. Well, because that fire is sucking so hard, giggity. It's trying to pull air from anywhere. Now the thing is that back in the day, it didn't used to happen very often because houses weren't as airtight as they are now. With all like the green energy stuff and everything, you can see that a lot more often. Chicago firefighters actually a lot of times will carry a stone in their pocket, so that way what they can do when they're going to do their 360 around the building, they'll throw it through the window. That way, if it is a backdraft, it'll go out that window as they're walking by before they make entry. Yeah, they call them alley apples.
Alley apples.
TIL.
That's a cool fact.
Till what?
And so and backdrafts are dangerous because if someone isn't aware, they open the door. That suction brings all of that oxygen that was craving in the room, and flames. There's every action is a reaction. Flames come bursting out, and you lose your eyebrows if you're lucky.
It's the perfect murder.
Nah, we learned it's
Or
not.
is it?
So
he had tried to grease the wheels so that he could go to a specific engine house. And his brother shows up, Kurt Russell, because he's the lieutenant for Engine 17. Firehouses are usually, you notice there were 2 vehicles that were out of that firehouse, Engine 17 and Truck 6, both of which are not real vehicles. Both of which are not real vehicles. But anytime there's a multi-unit house, you call it by the engine number. So that's, 16's house. Or 17's house, rather. But yeah, so, they go over there, and turns out he's going to be working for his brother.
Yeah, he's really suspicious. Like, why'd you do that?
They have a very conflicted relationship. After the father died, Stephen became the father figure.
Yes.
And there's a lot of friction between them, although they love each other very much. It's very apparent, but they're brothers.
Yes, as Stephen keeps explaining. in the very well written dialogue where he keeps pointing out, "Who's your brother? I'm your brother. I'm your brother." He says it like twice just in the opening scene.
Who's your brother, Stephen?
Yeah.
Who's your brother?
Or Brian. You are Stephen.
You're my brother.
The last time he did that, he should have you never learned. You never learned I was your brother.
And I also appreciate that Jason Gedrick, the great Jason Gedrick, let's not leave him out of the discussion. It's like, hey, we need to be at that fire. We've only been drinking a lot. Let's run over there.
Yeah, right. Tim?
It's like, that's Tim. Thank you. Tim, played by Jason Gedrick
Tim was,
of
he
Iron
played it
Eagle
loose,
fame.
Loose and fast.
Oh, him.
Yes.
That's right, he was Iron Eagle.
He's Iron Eagle. Never say
It's
die.
Lou Gossett's boy.
Lou Gossett's boy.
So, TK, correct me if I'm wrong. Once you do graduate, you go out in the street with the boys and play with hoses and lift each other up with your bare hands while you're wet.
That's right, Proby.
While you're wet.
That's correct. Yeah, while you're wet. That's correct.
Okay.
And
That's
hopefully
cool.
have a meet cute with your ex.
Yeah, but you eventually win her over. But eventually, the brothers end up working together. There's some really touching scenes of them fighting fires and learning from each other. But they keep running into that same setup of the Backdraft murders, right?
Yeah,
And
total of 3 of them.
the key thing that they learned was the fire burns the evidence, but the way the fire is set up, it burns out, and the what do they call the accelerant is gone, or at least really hard to trace, right? That was the design of the movie, of the serial pyro.
Yeah, so it burns it away, essentially. So the fire burns it away so fast that it burns up completely. So like it doesn't. If you have like an arson sniffing dog or something come in, it won't hit on it.
But
It almost seems like
an
whoever this
arson-sniffing
arsonist
De Niro.
was really knew a lot about fire.
But
Most
hates
arsonists
fire.
do.
they definitely
They
have
talked
some
to
inside
it.
information. They knew where to hit.
Yeah.
They knew where
Most
the
firebugs I know.
They need to make.
really
They knew
like
where to
play
make
with
a
it.
lot of damage and get known.
So can we discuss then how about 40 minutes into the movie, all of a sudden it turns into The Silence of the Lambs or Manhunter, if you
Well,
prefer.
let's before that happens, and kind of like.
Am I getting ahead of myself? I'm sorry.
Well, we're about to get there because it does get confusing. But we should introduce the. Is he the mayor or is he running for mayor?
He's running
for mayor. He's just an alderman.
So he kind
Just
of
an
runs,
alderman.
which is
runs,
basically a councilman in other cities.
and he's trying to push a privatized fire squad, right? Is that
No,
what it
so
is?
what he's doing is he did a manpower study saying like, oh, you guys have too many vehicles. You don't need all these. You can shut these firehouses down
Budget
Yeah.
cuts.
and
He
still
wanted
have
a
the same amount of
bureaucrat.
coverage.
Yeah, he
Right.
wanted the
And then-
fiduciary their ass and be a producer.
Of course, we ultimately find out there's an ulterior motive for that.
Yes.
But what movie did it turn into you, Daddy? When it started to get going?
It starts getting a little bit like, well, if you've seen Manhunter, which is based on Red Dragon, or Silence of the Lambs, where you end up having you have like the scene with De Niro where he's like
he talks to
examining
Ronald.
the place, and he's like they're talking to Ronald, but he's talking to the fire. He's like, "What are you doing here? Where are you going? What are you trying to tell me?"
You get like a weird effect on the video, and it's like his vision, his spider sense.
I mean, it's similar if you've ever seen the movie Manhunter, where the character, or if you've seen Hannibal or anything like the character Will Graham is doing this thing where he tries to understand the serial killers, and he's just saying, "You hid in this tree, didn't you? You hid in the tree so you could watch him. Why'd you watch him? You wanted to understand." You know, and he's doing this whole thing, and it's kind of De Niro is doing the same shtick. And then, of course, you end up with the visit to Ronald later in the movie, which is completely out of, the consultation with Hannibal Lecter, where it's like, and he's even doing the quid pro quo. First, you need to tell me when your father died. Did you hear the lambs, Clarice? I mean, it's very, very just like blatantly ripping off Silence of the Lambs. Having said that,
Silence of the Lambs came out years later, though, didn't it? I thought that was like an 84 or 94 movie or something like that.
No, Silence of the Lambs came out before this movie. But it was also based on a book, which occurred before that. And Manhunter which was directed by Michael Mann, came out in the 80s.
Or a way you could say it without taking 10 minutes might be, it's the old trope of, we got to catch this crazy guy, and the only way we can do it is to talk to the original crazy guy, because he understands.
Yeah, let's go interview Marilyn Manson.
Like that and Batman.
Correction, sir.
All that shit.
Silence of the Lambs came out at the same year that Backdraft did.
Yeah.
As a movie, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a Waterworld and Hook kind of thing, right?
Well,
But
again,
it was very much like a procedural investigation almost, with De Niro and with the brother kind of very swiftly bailing the fuck out of firefighting and going into investigation instead.
It was 3 different movies at once, as was said earlier.
That's the kind of the weird thing about it to me, is that it spends the first 40 minutes of setting up this story of the two brothers.
The brothers, one wants a girl.
Yeah, and that's the whole, we got this nice little story, domestic story about these two brothers who have their history and all that, and all of a sudden then now it's a bit of a murder mystery, and like I said, then you get the weird little psycho. By the way, regardless of whether it is or isn't knocking off Silence or like I said, Red Dragon, which is same author, but Donald Sutherland is fucking great. So I'm not complaining about that because I love Donald Sutherland. I just think it's really funny how closely it mirrors that.
Yeah, he was really jovial. Yeah, so to me it was like a brother reconciliation story turned into a serial pyro mystery, turned into almost The Wire. Like, it almost felt like someone was doing these fires just to get attention or just to make a department look bad. And it felt really like inside job-ish. But I really got interested when De Niro was trying to figure out the origins of fires and trying to connect them. It felt like a more interesting story, and yeah, and then that crazy pyro. He was cool. He added some layers to speak for the fire, if you will. Like, he gave some perspective.
Ronald is played by Donald.
Yeah. Here, the thing about that's just confusing me is it is cool. It's like literally a different movie from the movie about the two brothers. And I just think it's funny they kind of they're just Frankensteining all these elements. They also wanted, of course, to be a big action movie, and they're just kind of jamming these things.
I wonder who edited it. I bet Ron Howard didn't edit it.
No, but Ron Howard did develop it. He's the one who actually told the writers to focus on the brother's story.
Still, in the
it originally was just about it was about a a rookie who gets involved in the arson investigation. Proby, thank you.
Yeah, Proby.
But by the way, also, am I the only one who, within the, by the end of the scene at the bar on graduation day, was like, yeah, Tim's gonna die? Was it?
I mean, the foreshadowing is pretty strong all throughout this movie.
He was kind of dumb.
Like,
wasn't he getting ditched out by De Niro at one point?
I was like, that dude is
That wasn't
dead.
him, but it was a different one. Was that before or after you knew you were standing in a pool full of gasoline?
Gasoline, before or after? He's like, before.
Go home and think about what you've done.
So
Clean
now
up, go home.
you mentioned that the the fire stuff wasn't realistic. That I will say the fire effects are extremely cool in this movie, and none of them are digital. They're all.
It's all real fire. A lot of the scenes that they did because they had to build upside down sets because
to get
fire
crawling on the ceiling.
Yeah, because fire doesn't crawl on the floor because fire goes up and out, so it'll crawl on the ceiling. So they just built the set on the ceiling and then filmed it upside down to make it look like the fire was rolling on the ground.
Very cool. And
That's
then
cool
obviously
trick.
did some cool stuff with slow motion and altering the speed of stuff. The way that the smoke would come out and then suck back in was really
So
neat.
dramatic.
Was anyone else
Russell-
thrown off by the conflicting storylines, or could you follow? What did someone else think about that? Was it like kind of cumbersome, or?
No, I thought it was okay. I mean, I'm a bad person to ask, though, because I think the movie's amazing. Cult hit. But
I mean, honestly, I felt like that once we zoomed out of the brothers, that it really was more of a story about A, the crimes that were happening and around the fire, but really B, just like the exploration of firefighting in Chicago at the time.
And getting your ex back.
It felt like the firehouse and its people were the main characters, opposed to like two brothers fighting fires, right? Like.
In a world where people
I just
set
think
fires.
it would have been a perfectly awesome movie if it had stuck with that. I mean, ultimately the movie's goal is to be like, firefighters are fucking awesome and badass, and I'm like, yeah, totally down with that. And the
I think
parts of
there
the
should be
movie
more.
that
Oh,
stick
you
to
just
that.
like the firefighting nerds. That's your problem. You like the
No,
jocks.
I got no problem with the nerds. Well, first of all, a lot of my understanding is a lot of what they thought about fire, the investigations. A lot of the science of that has changed a lot since the 90s. They've really kind of totally changed in some
it
cases.
has. I'm a certified fire investigator, too, so I do that stuff as well.
But no, that stuff didn't. I think it is. I think the whole thing where he starts going like fire, it hates. I'm like, I think it's
It eats, it sleeps, it hates.
It hates. I'm like, that's laying it on a little thick. Fire just follows through its nature indifferently.
It does crave, but it's just. It gets pushed and pulled. It doesn't really control where it goes.
I just think the need to try to it's not like Jaws where it demonized sharks and everyone went out and murdered sharks and they were has caused diminish. It's not like anyone's going to be upset if fires get put out more because this made fire look bad. Fire's feelings aren't going to be hurt by it. I just think it's kind of funny how they're just some of the stuff.
It didn't humanize fire; it demonized it. So they just had to.
It tries to make fire like having
It gets
intent.
a little douchey.
It gets a little douchey.
They call it anthropomorphization. They
Yes.
anthropoed it.
There are some people that might want a
And
chance to jump in. Why don't we hear from them? Anybody that's been being a little quiet?
Are you telling
Thoughts?
me to shut up?
Why are you yelling?
No.
I'm just saying, let's give the table a chance to speak up.
This is my ADHD working here. Like this is now I get to vomit all over you guys about firefighting stuff.
Any thoughts from the quieter parts of the group on the movie?
Yeah, always a chance to jump in. We're at a moment where it does start
Apparently
to
not.
spread off into different storylines.
Oh, were you talking to me?
Specifically, yes. I don't know.
No.
Woody did say he's in and out due to a home-born illness in someone. So, but yeah, wow, this is. Do you like the brothers? Do you think one of them's an asshole?
You know what?
I kind of think they didn't do enough service towards the fighting and saviors of our society of police officers, really. You know?
I feel that.
Like
It's
when
no
they
heat,
celebrate.
you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah. That's
A little
all.
too much drama, a little bit more police academy, if you don't mind.
Yeah. I mean, come on, guys. Yeah, I get it. You put fires out. Boo-hoo. You know? No, I'm just getting TK's go. That's all.
You're fine.
I don't think you got it. I have it.
Yeah.
So,
It's
Tim.
an alright movie. Not Ron Howard's best work, I'd say. But it's
no Arrested Development.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's an action flick, right? And you're not going to get in-depth plot points or insights from an action flick. So.
I think the different
Have you ever seen
arrays.
Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah,
I mean,
he is a pretty.
It's not a Chuck Norris flick. I mean, I know.
He is
all right?
deaf.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, good movie, you mean?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
very
Deaf
of its
as an
time. It was
actor.
very 90s. I'd like to see a current take on it, not a remake, but a current take on firefighters. But it was of the time, and every single time I've seen that movie, and I've seen it a lot, I always enjoyed the hell out of it.
Why is Steve Buscemi not in this movie? I just want to know.
Did you know Steve
Salary
Buscemi
was too high.
a fireman?
Yeah, that's why.
He's
Yeah,
in,
Pink?
like
that's why.
New Jersey or something, right?
Okay.
And then after 9/11, he
was in
volunteered.
FDNY. He was actually
No
a firefighter
way.
on FDNY. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
The show?
Yeah. And then after 9/11, he went back with his old company and went back to work at Ground Zero.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Steve
what
Buscemi is
I
a-
learned.
Like I said,
Goddamn
given him
National
a role
American
in this
Hero.
movie. So I will give one more gripe, if I may. If I'm allowed to talk again, Louis.
I'll allow
which
it.
Is that there's a pet peeve I have. It happens a lot like with CSI, which is that when all of a sudden people who are in one branch of investigating overstep and are like full cops all of a sudden. Like like in CSI, you would have the forensic people conducting interrogations. And similarly, for some reason, the fire investigator here is also, conducting arrests and
Well, it made me wonder, like, who has the power?
They do that.
and doing financial investigations. I mean, would that? Well, let me ask you because I don't know.
Riding with the
Yeah, no,
mayor,
they do
wanna
that.
be.
Do
yes.
they do that?
Yeah, Chicago does. So there's two different types. There's fire investigators and arson investigators.
Okay.
In the state of Illinois, at least. Fire investigators, like me, do the investigation part of it, and then we turf it over to the PD for the arrest portion. Arson investigators
Okay.
are sworn. Arson investigators are sworn law enforcement for the state.
Are they peace officers?
Yes.
Okay. So
So-
are they part of the fire department then, or are they
It
part of
it
the
depends. So
police
for us, my city is a pretty decently sized city, so we partner with the PD. So we go through fire investigation modules, but so do the detectives in the police department. So those guys are certified arson investigators. They
so
know
that
the same
element
amount.
was accurate, was realistic.
Yes. Yeah, Chicago, their
Wow,
OFI, which
awesome.
is the Office of Fire Investigation, they do that. We also have, I was on a county
I
task
learned
force
something new today, and I'm thrilled.
I was on a county task force that had, the ATF and the DEA also attached to this task force for arson.
Uh-huh.
So, if we had a commercial fire, we would, the ATF agent would come out and he was, on our team, and he was able to do the financial aspect of it a lot quicker than we could.
Okay. So
Less
they would,
red tape or just
they
more
would, so they would
experience?
probably collaborate
Well,
a little
both.
more than the movie suggested.
Yeah, I would think for the financial stuff, but those guys, that's all they do. That's my secondary part, right? I can get called out to do that, but my primary function is a firefighter. That's all those guys do. Day and night, they work for the fire department, but all they do is investigate fires. So they do a lot more in-depth investigations than we would do on the on our fire department.
They have more time. They don't have to fight fires. They have to just
Right.
spend their time investigating straight up.
Right.
So, but you must have been or are a firefighter to hold that position. Is that correct?
No, you can be a cop and have it too, because it's just a state certification for fire investigation. But then if you're a peace officer as well, you're also an arson investigator. some departments will certify their fire investigators as arson investigators, and they'll come and they'll have like a gun when they come and investigate a fire. I'm like, relax, dude.
Or do they shoot? Do they ever shoot the fire?
Shoot the
Can
flames.
you shoot the fire and put it out?
Shoot the fire.
Or...
Yeah,
The fire hates
felt
you. You
scared.
gotta take it out before it takes you out.
It was
fire
still
is shooting
smoldering.
at us.
Well, these firemen, the movie showed you the array of different things they can do. In that cheesy ass montage, they were fighting fires, they were rushing up buildings, saving babies, they were picking up live chickens off the road into crates, like
Rocky
Yep.
trains.
yeah, they're like the odd job heroes. Like it was a pretty cool perspective.
Kurt Russell did say something that was very true, and it's kind of cheesy, but it's true. When he was talking at some point, he said, it's like, it all just made sense. Like, the fire department made sense because you called us and we just show up.
Yeah.
Like, and that's exactly what it is. Like, you got to be a jack
We're
of all trades,
prepared.
right? Like, yeah, well, you just got to know a little bit about, like, HVAC and a little bit about plumbing and a little bit about carpentry, and you got to be,
Well,
you
it's
able to
almost
fix
like
all
you're
their people's situations.
It's like firemen are super OSHA approved. Like OSHA covers a lot, but you guys almost have to know like it from like the back of your hand because you get thrown into a random situation at any point. Like the next call is way different from the other. So
and that's why I like the job, because no 2 days are ever the same.
My little cousin actually tested today for one of the final tests.
Nice.
for Local fire
I hope
department.
you test positive.
Yes.
Wow.
Is positive the good one or the bad one?
Well, if fighting
Let me
fires
ask,
is good,
follow-up question here. Is there any movie similar to Backdraft, but for like
Backdraft 2. Paramedics. There was the one
Bringing
with,
out the dead?
Bring out the dead.
Yeah, Bringing Out the Dead. Bringing Out the Dead is pretty accurate.
Is that
dude.
Jack Nicholson?
No,
sorry,
Nicolas
Nick Cage.
and Ving Rhames.
Nick Cage and the Bad Seeds.
Yeah, I like that movie. It happens all within the same night, right? Or almost.
Yeah. No, it
No,
doesn't.
no, he's on a few different shifts because he has different partners.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
most
I
of the
like
time
that
it's
movie.
Ving Rhames.
Yeah,
I
works with
be
Bing,
banging.
there's a couple of other guys. And
Anyway,
I
back to
feel like
Backdraft.
this is another movie where we get to see Jennifer Jason Leigh have sex on an uncomfortable place.
So,
yeah, like
so I
leather
watched this with my
hoses.
wife. I watched this with my wife today, and she's also a firefighter. So we were talking, and she looked at me. She's like, "That would be the most uncomfortable time I think I would ever have."
Yeah,
so
but when
you
the
gotta
engine
figure,
starts, that's when it.
Well, and it's interesting
when you
too. Like
feel it.
yeah, right. They made the same they changed that engine out because like there's dividers that go up over the hose, like just thin metal dividers that go all the way from the front of the engine to the back of the engine in those hose beds.
Yes, but used properly, it's a sensual new world of delight.
Apparently. But yeah, that was.
I
a
just don't
ridiculous
understand why
scene.
they're like, let's have sex.
Even though
But
this
that's
movie,
okay.
People do.
even though this movie spread out into several
Also, she
storylines.
still has her shirt on, but somehow her bra got wrapped around.
Yeah. And in the guy's
And,
hand.
and I don't even know how that would happen. Like, you would have to move that hose. Like, it didn't make sense.
It's a prickly bra.
Doesn't
Like
make
the
sense,
fabric
right.
is just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's stuck to it.
But again, I feel like, I mean, what was it? She kind of started her career having sex in like a baseball dugout, was it? In Fast
She was in the
Times?
Breakfast Club, remember?
She was not in the Breakfast Club.
I was going to say, I don't
She
remember her ever being in the Breakfast Club.
gang
Great.
raped in another movie. I don't know.
Well, even though the
I
movie,
feel
on a
like
pinball
Jennifer
table.
Jason Leigh is too good for this stuff. That's what I think.
even though it had a
Nobody's too
love
good for
interest
Stephen
and like a
Baldwin.
love storyline and
I gotta
sex
tell you,
scenes.
I haven't watched this movie since it was like current in video stores. I completely forgot Kurt Russell was in it. I completely forgot Robert
Donald
De Niro was in
Sutherland.
it.
It's
guy
a
that
big
plays
name. It's a big
It had
name
a lot of really
actors.
big names in it for
Yeah. De Niro.
yeah, for
That I forgot De Niro was in it. To be
Yeah.
honest,
I did forget De Niro was in it. I remember
that was the biggest one.
I certainly remembered Donald Sutherland because I've referenced that scene many times.
Yeah,
But
the
I
character.
forgot Jennifer Jason Leigh was in it actually. But yeah, no, Kurt Russell, and of course the classic. Look at him.
That's my brother.
You burned him,
Brother,
Steven.
God damn it.
I wish my brother could be proud of me.
Run, God damn it.
How many fires have you seen them from?
Literal fires or metaphoric?
Literal. This
Literal.
Is Backdraft,
We don't
dude.
have the next 5 hours.
Yeah, this is
Literal
Backdraft.
0, metaphoric many.
Oh, speaking of Backdraft, they said the name of the movie at 36 minutes and 12 seconds.
Always key.
Yeah, and it was all uphill from there because they kept saying it.
Yep.
I'm glad it didn't turn
they
into a love story, even though it kind of spread out to different stories and they had sex scenes. Like, it was just like a thing he was doing on the side. Kind of like that one movie. Sorry, it was a respectable woman he was doing on the side. The action was the thing. So
it was his ex, so the foundation was already established.
mhm. It was just like that movie you watched with Going to Heaven, Defending Your Life. Like, it was a kind of touched on love and didn't really engulf the movie, and Groundhog Day, like, it wasn't the main thing. So,
Well, his real love was the mannequin.
I feel like both of those movies hinged on the characters literally needing to be redeemed by love. So I would not. I don't know if I agree with that take.
And on the other hand, then we had this beautiful bromance with Axe. Like, we haven't even brought up Axe yet.
Yeah.
That dude.
The great Scott Glenn.
The great Scott.
The great
Glenn,
Scott
yes.
Glenn.
He is
Fuck yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yeah,
you didn't see that coming.
The movie.
yeah. So there's an ongoing mystery of
Axe,
who's
you
starting
know
these
this
fires.
Rugrat? Know him. I practically raised him. He doesn't call. He doesn't write.
I also would like to know. I also love the scene where Ike says to him, "You know, you ever wonder why you're still just a lieutenant?
You're stuck a lieutenant your whole career?
You're stuck a lieutenant your
'cause
whole
he's all
career."
gassed up.
And he's just like, and he doesn't say to him, "Dude, you work for me. You worked for my dad, and now you work for me."
Yeah, right.
I feel like Axe has not really progressed career-wise.
Well,
Then
so
he's like,
there's
"Oh, hold
something-
on a minute, Alonzo."
That's not. That's not always a thing in the fire service, right? Like, there is such a thing as just being, like, for that profession, like, just being a firefighter and being good at your job and being a good senior guy, like a guy who's got a lot of time on that knows a lot to pass on. Like, that is sometimes more powerful and more of a leader than the actual lieutenant in the station. Like, that's a legitimate thing in the fire service. So, like, he is a very well-respected position in the firehouse.
As long as they still
Oftentimes
step
more than an
I don't
officer.
have a problem with that. I just think it's funny that he's the one calling him out for not getting more
Yeah,
promotion.
I gotcha.
That's all I meant. I just think it's funny when the guy who's,
Been there in the same job for 30 years.
right. Again, I
gotcha.
It makes perfect sense to me what you're saying, that, yeah, you want seasoned people. I just think it's funny when he's the one saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
you know why you're not getting promoted?" Now, having said that, what is there like a mandatory retirement age? Is it all just passing the physical testing?
Nope.
Because he's got to be getting up there in terms of.
Yeah, so Chicago's mandatory retirement age is 65, which you should
Okay.
not be doing this job at 65. It is a very much a young man's game.
That's when you stay at the firehouse and give that so-called wisdom on the side.
Well, that's when you usually end up getting to be, I can't remember his name, but he was the chief in Rescue Me, the driver for the engine, the fat guy.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
that's
that fat
usually-
guy
I was
had a
ask you
sweet
about
gig.
him. So what's his role?
So he's the engineer, so he's in charge of that vehicle. So when it gets there, he's got to pump the water to the hoses inside.
He doesn't go in the buildings.
He does
He
not
has
go
a-
into
he has
buildings.
a great job
so
and he drives
wouldn't
a
be
truck.
subject to the physical requirements.
No, he still is, but like it's a little bit more lax for sometimes in like bigger departments like that. It would be a little bit more lax.
Yeah.
Because that's where you would go into that spot, like, as you're winding down your career, you can't do as much, that kind of stuff.
Now, is it true every firefighter team has its own Tim?
I have a Tim right now, a new guy.
Oh,
we
man.
do that all the time.
right?
Yeah, we
There's
always
a
have.
Tim.
Yeah, and we are a busier station, and we do a lot of training, so we usually get stuck with the new guys to train them.
Is there hope for this Tim?
Not that guy. He's gonna be. He's gonna look like the back of Robert De Niro for the rest of his life. Shadow.
That was a cool
Jim
story.
messed up.
There was an explosion and De Niro's character got engulfed.
No, we do not do that. I would be furious if someone did that to me. I'd be like, enough. I'm going to change. I'll be back in a minute.
I did think that was weird. It's like, I get you're trying to bust his balls, but it's like, I don't want to eat something made by somebody who ain't dressed.
Yeah, right.
Have him finish getting dressed and clean before he makes my dinner.
He is very picky about that.
I am, yeah.
So after the montage, there's another death.
The mystery continues, and De Niro keeps wrapping his brain around who could have killed. At this point, I am very suspicious of the wannabe mayor, the guy running for mayor. Which you're supposed to be. They throw shade.
JT Walsh.
So interestingly enough, the first victim, Cosgrove, he was named after the real-life Chicago fireman and author who helped as technical advisor for De Niro. William Cosgrove was the guy's name. He's a real-life guy. Alan Seagrave was named Alan Seagrave because Seagrave is the name of a fire engine manufacturer.
So they did the homework. It was a tribute in many layers.
And was it true the nickname Bull actually originated from Night Court?
No, it was not.
I did hear that the name Axe is because they use axes.
Yeah, if you look, he's got like a belt on every time he goes in, and he's got like specialty axes around. But we all use axes, but like that guy had like a sick obsession with axes for some reason.
It's like his gear was blackened,
Do you
like
guys
his hat was
have
black.
nicknames on the back of your jackets?
No, we just have our last names on the back of our jackets.
So yours just says K.
Yes, mine just says K.
Nice.
Jaws named after the jaws of life?
Jaws.
Yeah.
Jaws is a shark.
Oh.
That's because he chewed loudly.
Come on. This is why we're all quiet. You guys, guys, come on, go, Louis, come on.
Backdraft is the only movie TK's ever seen. What do you want me to do? I try to give him some culture. Try to get him to watch the Red Shoes.
He has only seen Backdraft.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not watching those Red Shoes.
It's pizza and Kurt Russell with this guy.
That's
but
right.
I love this movie. I mean, like I said before, and I always will. Every time I see it, I enjoy it. I can't recommend it enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was as great actors. The story is solid. There's some mystery involved. Donald Sutherland actually is pretty fun to watch when he gets all giddy. Let's get to the actual conspiracy. Like, what did after? So the younger brother Stephen, right? He gets suspicious of the older brother.
Yeah,
Billy. Brian, really?
Billy Baldwin.
But he does think that he started the fires, and he almost like busts him out and fights his brother, but then they get a fire call, and a whole bunch of story development happens at this fire. And what is it? It's the two brothers in Axe, right?
Well, yeah, but it's before that. Before
Billy
Axe,
Baldwin
like,
the reveals
Billy
what's going
Baldwin's
on.
upstairs. Yeah, well, he goes upstairs to check his brother's locker to see if he can find some evidence. And Axe is taking a shower, and he turns around. And previously in the alderman's house, he was fighting with the guy that started the fires, and gave him a burn on his back in the shape of an outlet, which is on the back of Axe. So that's when he knows that Axe is the one that's setting the fires.
But he's like, is it just Axe or Axe and my brother?
Right.
But,
Let me ask you, how did you get those burns?
I'm a fucking fireman, dumbass.
You would think that maybe Axe would have covered that particular wound.
Yeah, right.
With what?
It's such a distinct
or
wound.
when he was walking
bandage,
out,
or
he would
put
have
on
at
a
least got
t-shirt,
paranoid.
Shower at home, or literally anything.
Yeah.
To make sure that you're not, no one can see you standing around with an outlet-shaped burn.
He wasn't even
It's clear you've
paranoid
never been
when
an arsonist and know how it works.
he had no
Just
fucks.
seems like
He's like, yeah, it's my burn. What are you gonna do about it? I'm half naked.
Also,
Fight me.
he was breaking the pattern for some reason with that. When he went after the alderman, he didn't set up a backdraft with it.
Well, he was in the process of doing it, I think, but he was going to leave him in the room, I guess.
When he got caught by Steven.
He had broken the gas pipe.
Yeah, I think he was ready to go. I think so. And they said like it had plumber's putty and stuff in there, so that's how he would make the house so tight that it would be airtight for him. Was that he would use a plumber's putty in places to make sure that there wasn't enough oxygen to come in. But then he would roll it with whatever chemical he was using so that it would pretty much essentially just disappear completely.
So did we say what the twist is, though? Like, who's responsible?
Yeah, it was Axe.
Yeah,
I know.
Well,
But did we
Axe
say
did
in front
it
of the
because
audience?
Yes.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Axe.
It was a guy named Axe that was kind of like a weird axe guy.
Well, right. Well, we find out that the alderman, as we said, that the manpower study was faked, and it was in the interest of, and they were basically converting to the decommissioned firehouses to community centers and self-dealing the construction.
Yeah, just cut funds
Just really
and
basic
privatize
government corruption, and
Yeah.
it had resulted in at least 3 firefighters
dying
being
or
killed
getting
because
sick.
of the cutbacks.
And he wears really nice shoes to the fire scenes too. Did you know that guy's shoes? They're like butter. Where do you get his shoes like that?
He notices things.
So is it safe to say
And
Axe
again,
found
he's
it
played
out
by
and he was
J.T. Walsh,
getting
who plays a great scumbag. He's just
Has he
Yeah,
ever played
Axe
anything
found
about?
out-
I can't.
Axe found out and was killing those guys in retribution for his friends that died from the firehouses.
right.
but at the same
Which is
time,
not
with like admitting
okay.
to that, he kind of exposed the alderman's like corruption.
Right.
Which at the end of the movie, well, we'll just say it. After proving his innocence, the older brother ends up trying to save Axe in the fire. Axe dies. The brother gets really hurt, and the brother dies in the ambulance with the younger brother by his side. It's a really sad scene. But it was all revealed what happened. Everyone cleared the conscience, and they buried his older brother. So
That was a real that walkthrough. Those were all real Chicago firemen, and then like the last 1,000 of them were all suburban firemen, but they all had different uniforms, so they put them all the way in the back so that you couldn't see them.
yeah,
But those were all real firemen that did that procession.
Do you
Nice
know
touch.
anybody who walked amongst them?
Yes, I do. There's 3 guys on my department that did it.
Okay.
wow. You ever see him and give him a high
Like
five and say
extras or
Backdraft?
No, they didn't. I don't think they got paid. They
And
scammed.
Billy Baldwin covers up for Axe somehow.
Plow about getting paid. It's all about.
Oh, does he? He
It's
clears
like
Axe's name.
It's never
He doesn't
really
clear
said whether or not
his
he
name.
does.
He doesn't.
Get my-
he promises his brother he won't tell
I got you.
that Axe did it, and so the assumption, given that he's given the honor, all the honors at the funeral, the assumption is that he probably
Well, that was-
did not tell anyone.
That was Kurt Russell's funeral. That wasn't Axe's
No, there
funeral.
are two. I have to correct you. There are two. There are 2 fire trucks. There are 2 coffins.
Oh, I didn't even realize it. Holy
Damn.
cow. All right.
Well, and later
yeah.
that day, is that the day they served the alderman?
Yes.
That was
The
kind of
day of the
poetic.
funeral.
Like, hot off of the funeral, they went and fucking exposed the corruption in front of the press pool. And, yeah, fucking, it was the Hollywood moment. Good effing movie. They kind of wrapped up their whole spaghetti storylines they had going on. And I just wish they kind of... well, no, never mind. I was going to make a joke saying I wanted to see Donald Sutherland scare them one more time, but it wouldn't make
He
sense.
deserves his own movie.
Well,
he
he
was only
killed people
he was
keeping
only
in the
in there
dark.
for 6 minutes.
Yeah, he's really in 2 scenes.
Yeah.
Also, importantly, it's worth mentioning that at the end of the movie, Rebecca De Mornay is single, so that could be a spin-off too.
I've had a crush on her since I was 6 and wanted to watch Risky Business on HBO.
Jesus.
But I
Maybe she
wasn't
dates
allowed.
Ronald.
Who the fuck didn't?
I could get her. Rebecca, if you're out there, check me out on Insta.
You know, when you picked up the body and they were studying it, and before you put it down, it burped because of the gases.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys know bodies do that. And there's like rigor mortis and dicka mortis and gas bubbles. They move sometimes.
Yep.
How often does a
they pee.
call come in when you're on the shitter?
Pretty often. Sometimes I
Pinch
feel
it
like
off.
there's like a Sometimes I feel like there's a sensor that goes off. Like, oh, someone's sitting down. Time to have a call.
It's
Some
only
guys have
you.
called
Like,
it-
oh, TK's taking a shit. Get ready.
Guys will call it man pawning, where they just shove a bunch of toilet paper in their butt and go on the call.
Oh. Okay.
I will say
Why
I
would
have
they
never
just
done
bite?
that. I'm just because maybe they, didn't eat right, so it's like a marker up there. I don't know.
Fun.
I think it's just an excuse to fill a hole. But interesting.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Well,
What is the turnaround time from when a call comes in till you guys have to be, wheels up, so to speak?
Our goal in my department is 90% of the time we will be on the scene from the time you pick up the phone and are connected to 911. We will be there within 6 minutes, 90% of the time.
And what radius of distance does that?
It depends. So we have 10 stations for my department. We do about 49 square miles. And again, the stations aren't necessarily based off of because of call volume as much as it is getting to those places in 6 minutes.
if it's
Right.
longer than
So,
6
what I
minutes,
just
is
mean
the next fire half off?
How much of that 6 minutes is travel time?
Oh,
Meaning
so
from the
it's
time-
yeah,
from
so it's
the time
broken
the
up.
call comes in, I assume you have a goal of how quickly you're in the truck and out the door.
Yeah, so we have dispatch has 30 seconds to dispatch the call from the time you call.
Okay.
So to get us going, and then they can give us more information as we're driving. From the time the tones go off in the station to the time that we are pulling out of the garage is supposed to be under a minute 30.
Okay, so if you're crowning, you're getting it. You still
Yeah.
need to get in that truck and.
Yeah, because you got about 4 minutes to drive.
Okay.
You guys
you wanna
have
hit that time.
fireman's pole?
We do not. It's one of the station I started at my old department did have one, but most stations are not 2 stories anymore.
Disappointing.
But like Chicago has a lot of them because they have old firehouses. A lot of the older firehouses will, but it's not something that most new firehouses do because they're usually single-story houses.
Do you lose respect when you
guys
say
have
"we"
one?
on your way down
Yeah.
in a high-pitched voice?
Plus, people were breaking ankles and stuff on those, so a lot of departments.
Oh
it's like,
yeah, all the heavy equipment.
Blowing out the knees.
Yeah, it's not even that.
You
It's coming
landed
down
with
too
the
hard.
tank on your back, or
Well, there's not. You don't usually have anything on,
okay.
like all your gear. So usually it's the living quarters that are upstairs. So
Yeah.
if the call comes in at night, you'll run over there instead of running down the stairs. You just slide down.
Yeah. Well, also if you're man pawning, it's hard to land with a
Yeah, right.
steady
It's hard to brace
base.
for the landing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would just use a fire pole for funsies. I'd be like, I'm gonna go downstairs and get something, and then just slide down the pole.
You
Even
ever
though
go
I
up
was
the
like right
pole?
next to the stairs.
That's fun going up the pole.
No, yeah, never did that.
So, also, I'm curious your take. The movie is kind of suggests, but doesn't delve too heavily into the issue that that Bull's behavior has gotten, somewhat reckless, that he's being irresponsible as far as how putting people into difficult situations as well as himself. The fact that he doesn't he doesn't carry oxygen himself
Yeah.
when he shows up.
And he's always coughing later on. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, because
You know why.
And of course, the whole fight he gets into with his brother, where he's like, because he's like, well, I would have waited. I guess I'm kind of curious what your read on that. How
Yeah,
you
he's
feel
super
about that
reckless, dude.
sequence.
Yeah, like every single one of that's why I said like the first fire is pretty normal, I would think, with like consistent with the time. But like, dude, like like you wear an air pack. Like they had air packs in the 90s. Like you
Not
wouldn't
if you're
like
Kurt
you wouldn't
Russell,
be.
you don't need one.
Yeah, you wouldn't be like running into a room that's fully on fire with no hose on and be like, we don't have time to wait. Like, no, you would. Like even that first fire that Kurt Russell went to at the garment factory, like there wasn't enough people on the scene, and he's like, no, we're going in. Like, there's no way you would do that. No way. Like it's a lot of it is very reckless.
It seemed like he was some of the the stuff they were doing was just
Each week you bust out 50 car windshields to get the hose through.
Because I
I have wanted to do that so bad.
My bad. I thought it was an interesting that they alluded to in the movie, and they addressed it like a little bit, but they really didn't delve that deep into how.
Yeah, but they make it they make it out to feel like he's a maverick.
Was he kind of losing it? Was he he tried to suggest it was just who he is? Is it? I don't know. It was an interesting character element, and I like I said, I mean, I kind of thought that the movie just about the brothers was a cool movie. I thought the movie with Donald Sutherland was a cool movie. I thought they were all kind of cool movies. I think that the fact that they piled them all on top of each other,
they got spaghettified. Yeah.
I feel like it makes the it lessen the sum of its parts.
It was made into a date night
and
movie.
that's just me. I mean, again, it's got a lot of entertaining stuff. I just wish that they had kind of made one movie. I mean, they could have made 3 different movies, and they could have been 3 awesome fucking movies.
Instead, they made Backdraft 2, which was disgusting.
Yeah, they came out like.
There's a sequel.
Oh man, no, there's not. There's not, Woody.
It did. Yeah, Billy Baldwin
No, don't tell.
Was back in it again.
Was he really? No.
It was
Billy
released
Baldwin,
straight to Netflix.
Married to China Phillips, I found out today. So I didn't know that. And who apparently mostly produces these days, because let's face it, he's not a great actor.
Have you ever seen Scissor, sir?
I assume you mean Sliver.
No, this is much later. Actually, this came out last Tuesday.
Lucky number scissor.
Yeah,
I did.
It's
see
being distributed
Sliver. Oh,
by
my
Wicked
goodness.
Pictures.
That's a movie.
Backdraft. And how can you not like this, despite your complaints? And I mean,
I feel like I gave a list of reasons why somebody could not like it.
Maybe if they're a
how could a
cop.
reasonable American not like this? This guy hates firefighters.
Does anyone have anything else to touch upon this riveting? I think there should be more firefighter triumph movies. It was cool seeing the fire trucks come across the horizon like a fleet saving the city.
There's that one about the what's it about the guys who fight the wildfires.
Were you asking about
Baldwin.
other?
With that, not Baldwin.
No, I was just saying if anyone has anything else to say, and I thought there should be more. I think there should be more of these type of firefighter triumph movies.
TK.
Ladder 49 is another one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
That's got Joaquin Phoenix and John Travolta in it. That's also a pretty good movie.
TK, if somebody wanted to show their appreciation or whatever and donate to firefighters, is there like a national firefighters like piggy bank, something like that? A GoFundMe?
It's the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. You can do that too, but otherwise you can just.
You can find it on the web. Is there an address? A PO
National
box?
Fallen Firefighters NFF.
What if we like winners only though? Like,
Is there an address or anything like that?
You can Google it probably.
Okay.
That's a nice touch because I mean they do work under unions and they support each other and
The
they save your
alternative, if you
lives.
don't want to donate, just next time your house catches on fire, slip them a couple bucks.
Yeah, we
Be
just take
classy
stuff
about it,
anyways.
though.
Don't worry about it.
And you should.
Yeah, when we're in there without you looking, we just take stuff.
Can you guys will you save the beer fridge?
No.
Oh. What if it's got cold beer?
We won't save it. Like we won't take it out for you, but
No.
we'll
I meant
try
like
to
the
do.
cold beer. Get the cold beer out.
Oh no.
Okay, so who do we think are the MVPs of this movie? What do we?
Donald Sutherland.
Fire.
Did
for
nothing
sure.
wrong.
Fire did nothing wrong. No.
Fire takes a bad rap.
I mean,
man.
Kurt Russell. I mean, he nailed it.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
When the
Yeah, both
draft
characters.
when the draft hit back was the MVP.
Hey, Bloody's here.
Kurt Russell.
Sorry, I went into the wrong chat and I wasn't even paying attention.
I heard your voice. Wow. Make sure you're sharing your voice and welcome.
Do I have to reshare every week?
Yeah. If you don't turn it off, you're good.
Yeah, you can just leave it on.
And hello, Epic. Thank you for the shout out. Yeah, we were just wrapping up. I'm asking if anyone else has any other things to touch upon or stress upon. Any more jokes to lay in there? His first day, I thought his brother sabotaged him and like made him late and like cut his engine or something, you know. That was just my suspicions because he's like, don't be late, and the next day after being a dick to him, his engine doesn't work, you know. So interesting.
Yeah, to be fair, the kid was kind of a half-ass the entire time, though. Just to be said.
Yeah, I like the
No
movie.
Alec Baldwin.
I saw this in bits and pieces on TV throughout the years of my life and never watched it all the way through. And I love Robert De Niro. Yeah, it was a good pick. I don't know. I'll have to look after this to see who's next. So we're not going to say what the next movie is, but this has been season 2, and I implore you to watch our other videos and see our opinions. Who knows? Maybe we are hypocrites and we have different opinions on other movies that don't line up. I would love for you to call us out. But thanks again for listening, and thanks for joining, everyone.
Thanks, firefighters.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.